All right, welcome to section 4 of the Cisco CCT Data Center course. This is the last and final section of the course where we're primarily going to focus on services that a data center technician will have to perform. In this video, we're going to talk about data center technician tools. All right, so in this video, I'm going to have two different slides. The first slide here is going to be tools that are a little bit more obvious. I mean, it's going to be ones that I'm assuming that people are more familiar with, so I'm not going to show pictures of them. But if you need to, then go hit Google yourself and take care of it. All right, so the first of which is Phillips head screwdrivers. We have flathead screwdrivers, hex bit screwdrivers, and then small screwdrivers. And by the way, the really small screwdrivers are super helpful if you have to unplug a bunch of Ethernet cables at once. So as you guys know, an Ethernet cable has that flap you have to push down before you can pull it out. You can actually use a small screwdriver to press down on that and pull them all out real quick. Then you should also have screws themselves of various sizes, a pair of snips or scissors, Velcro cable management ties, an Ethernet cable, and a console cable. All right, so here's the next slide. So this is the stuff I'm going to be showing pictures of. So the first item is going to be a bag of cage nuts. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, this is what a cage nut looks like. All right, so here I am on Google Images, and what I have here is images of cage nuts. These are what help you screw in servers that are going to be in the 4-post racks. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at is a cage nut removal tool. Okay, so here we are back on Google Images. Now, what a cage nut removal tool looks like is, it kind of looks like fingernail clippers, but it fits the size of the cage nut perfectly. And let me tell you, it is a lot easier to remove cage nuts with one of these things than it is with your bare hands. All right, so the next thing we're going to look at is the USB to DB9 male serial adapter. All right, so here we are back on Google Images, and what these things do is they provide the other half of the cable for the old school RJ45 style rollover console cables. You need to adapt that so that you can use a USB to plug into your computer, and that's what these things do. All right, so the next two things we're going to look at are CPU replacement tools. The first of which is a pick-and-place tool for a UCS M3 server, and the second of which is going to be a T30 sized Torx screwdriver. All right, so this is the pick-and-place tool. Now, I've never used one of these things, but it looks like it kind of automatically, well, I shouldn't say automatically, but it really assists you in the removal of safely removing a CPU. All right, this is what Torx heads on the Torx head screwdriver bits look like, and obviously these heads fit into like a larger screwdriver like that. And I guess T30 is a common size, so you're going to want to have that in your toolbox. All right, and so the last thing we're going to look at are a couple of KVM options. The first of which is the kind of the classic KVM dongle, and the other is the KVM console to USB 2.0 portable laptop crash cart. It's a heck of a name. So this right here is what the Cisco UCS KVM dongle looks like. And then this is what the crash cart adapter looks like. I guess it looks like it's on, well, it looks like it's on Amazon, or you can get it on StarTech too. And all right, that sums up this lesson. So if you found that helpful, consider giving a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.